Hello? Hello? Hi. Ah, it's me. It's Christy. Playing Against the Storm. And, yeah, a new patch came out. I was very excited to play it, because, it, did a whole bunch of things with the map layer. And, we're gonna explore that right now. So, first thing you might notice is that, up here, there's a new resource called Seal Fragments. And now, instead of like competing against other factions on the world map, now what you do is you try to get to these seals. And as you might be able to read or might not be able to read, uh, in order to uh, in order to reforge the seal, you need to meet a couple of conditions. So for this one, you have to do minimum difficulty of veteran, and you need 20 fragments. Uh, And yeah, and if you manage to reforge it, you get some bonus resources at the end, and you get and the cycle between when the years begins and when it ends, it permanently increases by a few years, which essentially lets you make another city before the before you run out of time at the Blightstorm. So I did a couple of test games, tried out a few seals, and yeah, there's been a lot of interesting stuff, and I'm gonna show off a few of them. For example, there's quests now. So I didn't know how these worked at first, but apparently you just click on the quests whenever they pop up. But yeah, Storm Ant Column. An enormous column of storm ants stretches in both directions. Large as a beaver's fist, they've made entire armies wait for days. On a large tree nearby, right in the middle of the ant column, you can see a trader with his guard, screaming for help. But only one thing in the world can make the storm ants change course: food. So, when would if I dump my starting food, I can get 20 amber for this and all future caravans during this cycle. Or I could just say, I'm good. Good luck, bro. So yeah, obviously I'm going to click this button. And we start a game right here. And unfortunately, this means all of our food that we get to start with, uh, we won't. Which is a touch scary. Uh, I don't know if that includes embarkation food either. I guess we'll find out, won't we? So, I'm going to, just start, I guess. Uh, I'm gonna grab a usual loadout. Plantation is generally the best thing you can get for food early game. 2-star food in form of berries. It's very useful. I like to start with amber because it's just very helpful when you set up your trade post and you can just buy whatever you need to get going, and then round it out with a little food. Simple enough. I think I'll start with the beavers. They start with a whole bunch of extra planks this time, which appeals to me, which means I can get up a few basic buildings a little bit faster. Uh, Looks like this is just the Royal Woodlands. That's usually not that hard, but you know, maybe it'll make me eat my words. You never know. Uh, yeah. I bumped it up from Prestige 5 to Prestige 8 lately as well. Uh, yeah, mostly because I need to get used to harder difficulties if I plan to do Prestige 20 like on the regular. This may or may not be a thing, because Prestige 20 is hard, and I can't guarantee a victory every time, and painful. But yeah, bumped it up to Prestige 8. I avoid Prestige 9 because having all of my amber worth half as much makes the game especially miserable. Blightrot, then Prestige 10. Blightrot having a stronger impact makes it even more miserable. And don't get me started about having fewer blueprints. I hate it. But yeah, we're on Prestige 8. Events are slower, which is really dangerous sometimes. Like, you will sometimes struggle to get under the wire in some dangerous glade events. And 6 and 7 are just like, hey, just we need more food and more luxury goods. So I'm like part of me wants to just tweak it back down to 5 because we're starting with no food. And I struggle at the best of times to get enough food for some games. But, you know, we'll see. Come to think of it, maybe I actually want to swap to humans and beavers here, just so I know there'll be fertile ground and I can get a farm up immediately. But I'm sure it's fine. I just have to make sure I have a couple of gathering camps. How hard could that be? We'll see. We'll see if I ate my words. That's part of the fun, right? Yeah, we're gonna jump right in. Twitch integration is on, by the way. So if you care to join the town or the forest, you're perfectly free to. And yep, it ate my starting vegetables, so it does count embarkation items. That would be nice to know before we started. Well, live and learn. This is a brand new patch, so I'm not surprised that the tooltips are like not super duper clear immediately. But yeah, we need to get our lizards gathering eggs toot sweet. And maybe pop open a few of these small glades. Like, we've got a ton around us. Definitely want to pop this one and probably this one because, you know, we will need the space for surezies. For surezies and certainties. But let's check what they're gonna give us for blueprints. Uh, I mean, there's some stuff here, certainly. Supplier's pretty good. Carpenter's also pretty good. Grill is like okay. Like maybe if a second race needed skewers, I'd be more excited about it. Alchemist is also pretty great. Constant supply of metal in any form is very useful. Uh, it's kind of between the supplier and the carpenter. I want good plank production early. That's what we make beaver houses out of, and we have a majority beavers right now. Flour production is great for starting to get complex food up. I can make pies and biscuits out of it. It's just very, very useful. But also useful are tools, and not like tools are not exactly plentiful in terms of blueprints. I think I'll go with supplier though. We'll see if we can't lean on food a little. Hmm. I'm tempted to click Forager Camp here, just because food's gonna be that difficult, but Kiln's almost like game winning. Like, this thing's really good. We can turn our early meat into jerky, we can make bricks slightly better than a crude workstation, and 3-star coal is just absurd. It's just makes your everything way more efficient. The Carpenter's back. The smokehouse exists. So does the rain collector. This thing is really good. Like, you don't need anything else if you get an advanced rain collector. Like, as long as you have extra people, this will basically take care of all of your rainwater needs, depending on how hard you go in Rainpunk, obviously. Uh, eh, eh, there's arguments for a lot of these. None of these are great. Carpenter is great because of the planks, but I already got the supplier. Tools are like good, but I don't really have a way of making metal yet. Smokehouse would be okay. It's definitely not the best. Maybe if we got harpies, it would be good, because then we'd have two races that like jerky. It would make our meat go further, but we don't really have any. Like, we have eggs, which are like okay, I guess. 1-star pottery and incense could come in handy in some events, which makes me lean a little bit towards that. I could also just pick up the lumber mill and go really hard into planks. I'm honestly kind of tempted by that. I'm also kind of tempted by the rain collector, just because I know it's very good. But just like none of this is great. The smart play is probably the smokehouse, but I think I'm actually gonna pick up the lumber mill. 3-star planks makes getting lumber like really super duper easy, and we can turn that into making packs of building materials, and just having stuff to build with is good. Because, like I said, beaver houses take a lot of planks, so that will be smart. Yeah, let's prioritize the woodcutters camps to get built over everything else. Gonna need the crude workstation, probably, at least just to make cloth. And that's gonna be what we start with. Also need the trapper's camp to go up pretty quickly, because otherwise we starve to death. Which isn't great. Yeah, I definitely would have started with wood if I knew the embarkation bonuses would also be eaten, and it's not just the, initial, not just the initial food you get with by default. Okay. Gonna leave this wood camp slightly understaffed just because I think I need the builders more. I have a tendency to overcommit to woodcutting early on. So, I'm trying to wean myself off of that little habit. Yeah. Gonna speed up time a little until we get our cornerstone. Food would be lovely. Nothing great. Like, there's something to be said for the small press. I could get down a field kitchen to start making biscuits immediately, except I don't have anything to turn into grain. Yeah, that kind of throws a monkey wrench into my problems because I have no base food to turn into grain, which I can then turn into biscuits, which I could get oil out of or double farm production. Not great. I would love a food delivery line of some sort. Still not great. I like grain bags, but we don't have any way of making grain. We don't need boosted porridge because nobody eats porridge here. Driving water is good, but it's way better late game when you actually have rain engines. Not year one. Yeah, friendly relations could be pretty great. I mean, honestly, if I went really hard into trading, which maybe I should try to do, given that I'm starting with a ton of amber and no food, maybe I need to like get a trading post down sooner rather than later. Like this can get you a lot, but you know, it's also retroactive, so I don't need to get it early. I need something that helps me early. Oh boy, not getting a lot here. Everything is either late game or I hate it. I hate this because it's, you know, get amber when someone dies or leaves, which I try to avoid at all costs. Giant vegetables would be great if we had any. Like, I'm tempted to go with generous gifts and not burn my final reroll because this will at least give me more something when the newcomers arrive, which could be good. I'll have a level 1 hearth by the time they arrive, so they'll give me 40% more goods. So, like, it's uh, it's okay. Yeah. I am very tempted to burn my last reroll on this, because we definitely need help with no food. Alright, we did not get help. Not even remotely. Flaming amulets are like okay. Certainly let you run woodcutters more during the storm, which can help. I didn't even check my forest mysteries, come to think of it. Blightrot Sister hardier. Sacrifices burn quicker, that kind of sucks. Food production slowed during the storm, and you can't favor people while the hearth is corrupted. Huh. No, nothing disastrous at least. Uh, so flaming. So like, I mean, if I got like rotting wood where you can't, like, where you can't actually get any wood during the storm, flame amulets would be pretty terrible. I guess it wouldn't be bad this time. Frequent patrols also very good. Anything that lowers hostility is very good. Uh, and you get loyalty by sending caches to the Citadel, and a bunch of events are like, hey, this is a loyalty event, just do the loyalty thing. So like that's good. It's both of them are a way to decrease hostility, but you know, you can always just fire all your woodcutters to really decrease hostility. I'll pick flame amulets. That helps like right now, at least. But I'm out of rerolls, so it's gonna have to be good enough, unfortunately. Yeah, not liking the start, but mostly because the lack of food is making me super paranoid. And I wasted embarkation points. Yeah, those are both very good reasons I'm not super stoked right now. Orders. Let's see if we get Glade opening events. Good rewards at least. If I get lucky and find an ancient tablet, I can turn that into some wildfire essence. That's always nice. I think I'm probably just gonna click on TikTok here because I get wildfire essence from this as well, plus a permanent bonus to copper production, which does come up even though there's like no mining in the Royal Woodlands. Like there's no mining veins whatsoever, but there are glade events that give you mining that can give you copper ore, and clay pits, which are at least somewhat ubiquitous in the Royal Woodlands, do spit out copper ore, which is enough to like get some metal things down. Not enough to sustain an industry, like you can't make barrels out of it, but it's still pretty okay. Um, Probably just the trading post here, because I've got plenty of amber, and then just put down trading post, get order seems okay. Finally, we have do trading posts give some crops for this stuff, or do 3 glade events for this stuff. I don't like either of the rewards here. Both of them bring in villagers, which is going to be tough because we can't feed anyone right now. Amber and grain versus planks and tools. I mean, the tools are probably a bit more valuable because they're a little harder to get and very expensive. Either one of these are not going to happen for a while. I don't know if there will ever be a moment where I feel comfortable enough to put food into boxes and make it unedible. At least not with the modifier we're running with right now. But yeah. We're going to go with that. Need to put down a trading post pretty soon. I tend to prefer to put it away from the hearth and the warehouse because that space can be pretty important. But it's not that important for me to, ignore the short-term health of the colony in exchange for the long-term health. It's not that big a deal if it's in the hearth, but it's just suboptimal, and I want to avoid being suboptimal because, of course, heavens forfend I be unoptimal. Yeah, so we're gonna get plank production up soon. Happy to cut a woodcutter for that. And what did we find here? Food, which is great, and a clearance water geyser. The supplier uses clearance water. You get enough pipes to set up 1 geyser and pipe up 1 building at the start of the game before you start needing metal. Maybe I make the supplier and start and pipe stuff up. I mean, I don't get any benefit from it right now. There's really no need to go that hard on it. All right, so food, good. That's that glade. Let's actually pop into another, honestly. And then I want to queue up some houses. We're staying at 0 hostility right now, which is convenient. So I don't desperately need houses up super immediately, so I think I can get away with trying to get up the really nice fancy houses first. Try to get everyone in a nice fancy house so we have a nice strong baseline of resolve for everybody so they don't up and leave. Clearance already, huh? Yeah, we've got a lot of hunger going on. Well, we're trying to collect as many eggs as we can. In fact, I might just force the delivery here because there's a chance they will take a break during clearance and find there's still no frickin' food in storage because it's all being stored in the trapper's camp. So it's inaccessible for everybody, which will annoy them. Oh, hey, the trading post is done. Right. Hey, I just get a bunch of biscuits for that. Right, the food. That's good. Okay. That helps. Let's click on this. Ooh, huh. I'm almost certainly going to sit on this one. Depending on what my third race is and what the Dangerous Glade will have to offer, my choice is going to vary pretty wildly between all of my options there. So, yeah, I'm going to sit on that, wait till I pop this Dangerous Glade before making a choice of what I want to pick up in terms of that blueprint. That is going to be a pretty pivotal choice, I suspect. I need bricks for the lizard house, but I don't have any. all of that go into the trading post? I guess it did. Well, butts. Okay. I have not enough material to make bricks or fabric. Okay. Well, you know what? Guess I'm getting up a big shelter after all. Let's prioritize that, get as many people housed as possible, as fast as possible. Well, the bees are certainly going to be happy with the biscuit intake. So we have that going for us. And we've got some plank production going on too. I forget if, yeah, we started with a bunch of planks, didn't we? I think so. Yeah, you start with 7 each, so if I have 10, that's probably why I have more than enough to build all these shelters right now. That's enough to house 8 people, 1 more beaver house, and everybody should have a roof over their heads at the very least. Love to pop these glades open soon. I might actually want to pop the dangerous glade during the storm. There's a forest mystery that gives you -10 to resolve if you open a glade during the storm, which is devastating, especially early game. But we don't have that right now. What do we find in here? Some flax and some clay. The clay is really good. Flax is fine. Gives us some clay. And gives us more plant fibers than we'd otherwise normally get. So like, there's some good stuff there. Definitely want to get a start mining out this clay though. Want to do that very soon. I may as well queue up the last beaver house because I'm gonna want them there anyway. And that's, in terms of where I want planks to go, that's perfectly fine, especially right now with a lumber mill. Alright, storm has hit. I probably don't need to cut a woodcutter with just, you know, hostility of 1. Maybe I do, though. Alright, fair enough. We'll cut 1. Get somebody on the lumber mill. Do we have any items whatsoever to make cloth or bricks? Not yet, no. So, whatever. In fact, I'm still only at 1 builder, which is fine. They can just do whatever. I don't mind it. Speaking of builders, let's queue up some benches in front of the hearth. That should get us to level 1 hearth, which mean the newcomers will bring more stuff, and we'll get +1 global resolve, which will be fantastic. So fantastic that I'm actually tempted to cut someone from the lumber mill once they're done making the planks, because I want those up very quickly, and we're already halfway through the storm. But yeah, benches. More benches. Low on food. Yeah, I think that's just a, hey, by the way, you really don't have much food, bruh. Which is fair, I know. But already gone through all our biscuits. It's very unfortunate. But we'll figure something out, probably. Let's mark this for opening. Okay, the benches are being made. That should finish before the storm ends. And if not, there is a few seconds of leeway I get before the newcomers show up. Never mind, they showed up. Some good stuff in here, actually. Baptism of Fire is some very good permanent hostility reduction. It's very rough in terms of sacrificing stuff, but we're also bad at sacrificing stuff right now because of the level 2 forest mystery. It still might, like, be worth it. It's... not ideal. Over diligent workers is also really great. We have a lumber mill, as I mentioned, so this will mean just an absolutely ridiculous amount of free barrels, which is great. It's just really, really great. Uh, which might just be why I'm clicking on it. Anyway, we're gonna level the hearth up, and then click on the newcomers tab, and maybe they will send me more stuff. Hello Zorg. What interesting stuff you're offering me today. The clay pit's tempting. Just because I like infinite clay, though we're probably okay right now. My early amber is pretty precious, and I might want to spend it on food. Whatever is the cheapest food they're offering. Which surprisingly is pickled good. No, jerky is the cheapest, actually. Yeah, I might need to just buy food right here, given our situation. And pickled goods will make everybody happy for a while, so like that's a worthwhile expenditure. Oh god, my throat. Alright. We'll deal with that. Wait for the hearth to level up. Boop. There we go. Now we'll click on the newcomers. Hopefully they will bring food. They did. Looks like we're getting harpies, which is good. We'll just click on this button that brings us more food. And it also makes me very tempted to get jerky too. It's cheap, and we're starving. So yeah, maybe buy a nice even amount of that. As even as I can get. Oop, no. Well, that's pretty even. 7 on the dot for both of them. Cool. Alright. Alright, that should last us the year at least. But yeah, now I'm going to assign more woodcutters. Because we need to get more wood more fast. Probably put a harpy on the hearth now. That makes people carry more stuff, and that makes the town like wildly more efficient. Because you like take half as many trips from your camp to the warehouse to drop stuff off. It's really good. And we've got plenty of wood and fuel, so I'm not worried about efficiency. And I'm not really too worried about needing the +1 to resolve from the lizards either. So I think we're just good here. Already burning through that stormbird's nest. It's a little scary. At least the harpies are happy. That might actually make a difference. Alright, what do we have in here? Storm Geyser. That can be very useful. Looks like we need a forager's camp to get anything here. And there's no fertile ground. That's a little scary. Can't do any farming yet still. I need to aggressively break into glades to find fertile ground, I think. Because food will continue to be a long-term problem. Okay, so we didn't find any fertile ground. So I'm not really interested in the small farm to start grain production. Because we can't. Simple enough. Can't even collect the roots to make into grain. The moss broccoli doesn't give you anything. Flax, yeah, I can't turn anything into grain, so it's kind of that. The bakery would be great long term. The tinctury would be great long term. I might just click on the herbalist camp just in case I find I find a berry or mushroom patch somewhere that needs it, because, like, it's kind of that important. Because we're wholly dependent on gathering right now, which is scary. But, you know, we just suck it up, I guess. The Rain Spirit Totem. All roads get destroyed and villagers move slower. Not the end of the world. I'd rather spend resin on this, which we get from wood cutting, very slowly. Yeah, 15% per tree downed. Zorg might have some goods I can use for this. Yeah, he has oil. That's like, how expensive would that be to solve this problem, though? You only have oil, right? You don't have like scrolls or incense or what have you? No, just the oil. How much would 30 oil put me back? All my amber and some of my stuff. I could sell my resin and a few planks. I don't like that. I do not like giving up that much, but I think I'm going to have to. Alright. Let's start this immediately. This will take a long time, almost 2 full seasons to complete, and we're going to have a ton of hostility during it, which sucks a lot. I just have to cut woodcutters. We need the builder, so let's get them going. By the way, this is the reason I have turned off use oil in the hearth by default, because boy, the amount of times I've bought 30 oil and then someone decided, hey, why don't we just pour that on the fire to fuel it, and I can no longer do the event, happens more times than I want to count. And it's probably like once or twice, but that's still more times than I want to count. It's very annoying when it happens. Let's just get that out of the way. Definitely want to start collecting these dewberries as well. The food's gonna be critical, naturally. We also need the clay. We just kind of need everything right now. I need somebody building stuff. I need people on wood cutting. I need the planks for building. Drizzle geyser. Wow. Okay. Okay, game. I see you. Zorg's about to leave, so I'm actually considering spending really heavily to get the clay pit, just for infinite clay, but like that's late game problems. Alright, planks. How are we on planks? We have enough to build that. Don't have to build that in the kiln, so I think we just stop this production right now and call it okay. Get someone else building. Get him on the stonecutter's camp so I have some clay so I can make bricks, so I can make the kiln, so I can make better bricks. So I can make houses and all that nonsense. What do we have here? Oh, we found a rain punk drill. That could produce some interesting stuff. Spawns copper ore. That is interesting. We have the tools to, like, actually just do this, and I don't mind spending tools on this kind of thing. Like, if we had copper ore smelting, I'd be a lot more interested, but we don't, so I'm not. Is what that boils down to. Speaking of stuff we have, this cash is interesting. I could send it to the Citadel for a buttload of money, which could be very helpful. We have the tools for it, but I think I might want to save them for the second Dangerous Glade I will be forced to open relatively soon. Probably in year 3. Yeah, might want to do that. Also need to get down a blight post sooner rather than later. But anyway, let's pop open some orders and check out what we've got. A food delivery line and something entirely impossible to do. Harpy houses would take a lot of cloth, and we have one single cloth, and nowhere near enough fabric to make enough cloth. So that's just impossible. So guess that's not happening. +3 to lizard resolve certainly is nice. Less so 5 extra lizards. Also, it needs skewers, which is a little hard. Use rainwater in buildings is pretty nice. The parts are pretty valuable, and I get skewers from it, which I believe just the lizards eat. Yeah, just the lizards. Yeah, none of this is great. I guess I'll take Rainpunk Engineer because I've got 3 geysers. At some point I will definitely dip into Rainpunk, so let's just click that button. I could sit on the order to wait till I'm more set up to like complete a timed event, but it could also be like, hey, break into glades, and after I've broken into 4 glades, I'll be like, grrr. Arg. Well, this is an interesting choice. I typically usually go with restoration here. The tablets are both extremely valuable to sell and can be used in some orders. Tools are just flat out incredibly useful. Meat would be nice. But the water delivery would be like really easy. Because this just means, hey, remember that drizzle geyser? Build it. And then upgrade it. And you did it. And there is definitely something to be said for completing early orders. This is corruption, right? Yeah. It's not an empathy event. I might just sit on that one and, like, you know, consider it later. If I had a building that uses drizzle water, I'd probably be picking it up soon, but I don't. So I'm not that concerned about getting it right away. Alright. Builder's hard at work. Probably going to swap him into the crude workstation pretty soon to start making bricks. In fact, I think right now is fine. Yeah. Like, we could use the herbalist camp soon, but I think we also need our infrastructure built at some point as well. Yeah, this is gonna take some time. In fact, we might have to roll into the storm a little with it, which sucks a lot. But we'll have to deal with it. Yeah. 3 minutes and 50 seconds? Yeah, we're gonna have to deal with like 6 seconds of super boosted hostility for a while, which is very manageable, as you might expect from it only lasting 6 seconds. So I'm not too concerned about it, but yeah, this is why you start break events like at the start of Drizzle or the end of the storm, because on Prestige 8, these events take time. Like 2 full seasons worth of time, and that sucks. Okay, we've got some bricks, some cloth. That is enough to start making things. Barely. I really want, like, 8 bricks before I let this guy out of the crude workstation. Also, the trapper camp ran out of stuff. Okay, well, this is why we broke a whole bunch of small glades to uncover a bunch of food. So let's have them get eggs from here. We're still cruising pretty well on the food we bought. Uh, we've got a big stockpile of eggs now that people are going to grumble but eat nonetheless. I'd probably be okay to make a field kitchen, but yeah, I mean, I do have barrels. I could pickle the eggs. That's not the craziest idea. Like, even at 0 stars worth of efficiency, this is still, more efficient because it turns, 7 food into 10 food at the cost of some barrels and some work time. I do have like barrels I'm not using, especially if I get somebody back in the lumber mill. So like that's not crazy. And we want to turn any meat we get into jerky for sure because again, turns 8 food into 10 food even at 1 star. Though I assume we'll get the kiln up before then. So that's probably smarter. Anyway, storm hit. Probably gonna have to cut all woodcutters. Actually, that won't make any difference whatsoever. So we're just gonna have to sit here and wait for that to finish. Okay, there we go. Converted. Oh, and it's minus 50 hostility. That's wonderful to see. Great. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, so we have low enough hostility that we can actually run full woodcutters again. Let's get someone in the lumber mill and someone on this camp. Although we still need at least 1 builder. Yeah, we still need at least 1 builder here. Have you made 8 bricks yet? You've only made 6. Okay. We do have enough clay, though. So I'm gonna turn off clay production here. And the reason I'm doing that is this thing will be like, hey, I can't work, and that means he'll be done with delivering all of his goods to the warehouse, and I can unassign him and make him a builder. Just as a little reminder to myself. We need to prep the next dangerous glade, like, now, actually. What's the most convenient one? Probably this one? This is, like... This direction is a very natural expansion, though. So what I might do instead is move these guys down here. Maybe actually down here. Ah, there's no space! There's no space! Oh! Okay. Yeah, we want them to break into this glade, and I think it's 3 either way. Actually, I think it might be 4 here. I think this might actually be the play over here, which feels weird, but oh well. It's weird, but it's what we have to do. Highly unlikely they break into it before the storm ends, but I think we're fine. Okay. Yes, this is no longer. This no longer has anything to deliver, so that guy gets to building. Need the herbalist camp up relatively soon. Be lovely if I could get 2 harpies into it. Because I've got plenty of berry bushes for them to pick. And hopefully I find some fertile ground soon. I don't have humans, so I'm not sure who I want to put on the farms. Beavers take breaks less often, so they're usually the best pick for that, but they're also way better in the woodcutters camps and the lumber mill. So, like, if I find myself with an excess of beavers, they will be the ideal farmers. Second to harpies, because of that, if you have eaten a biscuit, you get a supercharged bonus production. That can make your farms absurdly productive. So, Beavers would be good, harpies would be second good, depending on how many people we get. Speaking of goodness, I mean, the next wave of villagers will let us get to the second level of the hearth. Maybe I start thinking of that. It's a lot of planks to use. We're kind of not in a great spot. Zelda's Secret Cookbook can be kind of amazing. If you're making pies, it basically just doubles your food production. So that's really good, but we have no way of making pies right now. Titan Belt would let us like do free trade routes, which I'm very interested in. Maybe I can trade away some of my excess stuff if I happen to get excess stuff. Or I could start making packs of building materials with my absurdly good plank production. Both perfectly viable strats. But yeah, let's see what our newcomers give us and where we land. These guys bring us food, but it's also more people. Likewise with these guys. It's 4 versus 5 people. Certainly the coal and the pottery would come in handy. The meat would also come in more handy, though. I don't like taking extra people, but I think we have room for it. I think that'll be okay. Pushes us into another hostility level, but what else is new? Get the beavers in there, get them working in these things. You guys go in the stonecutter camp. We'll call that good. Hey, fertile ground, finally. And the lumber mill. That's amusing. Well, we may as well just salvage that. And we also found some people. It's going to be very hard for me to justify bringing in that many people. So we're just going to send them to the Citadel for money. And we also have the Harmony Spirit Altar. We can use resin on this, and we also need money for it, which I'm pretty sure we're just going to get from these guys. So that's good. I need these done quickly, though. What are my other benefits here? Sea Marrow's nice. Yet another root deposit we can't get because we need a better foragers camp. So that sucks. But plantation. God bless, plantation has arrived. We can start growing food. That will be supremely important. Like, so supremely important, I need to move my woodcutters down and just start clear cutting all of this. Like, all of it. Get rid of it. Murder the forest. But yeah. I'm gonna have some beavers working on this, and I might actually, well, we need the builders, so I can't have literally everybody working on it. Have you finally made 8 bricks? You have. Okay, good. I need all that delivered, and then I'm gonna actually have this guy start delivering stuff to the spirit altar. Because, I cannot wait for these guys to be done. Okay, Herbalist camp is up. I don't want to take the harpy off of the hearth yet, though, because carrying capacity is going to be really important. Speaking of things that are important, Trapper's camp isn't useful yet, but it certainly could be if we found big meat deposits, which definitely exist. Like, we could get large meat and egg deposits very easily around here. There's definitely something to be said for the small farm as well. Like, we have the ability to make flour right now, so we could like turn this into biscuits immediately. There's a lot to be said for that. That would basically necessitate me taking mold supply too, just to get everything very productive instead of only mildly productive. I can spend pretty heavily on wood here because I have an absurd amount of it because I haven't yet turned it into coal on Moss yet. Okay. I definitely want the trapper's camp, so let's see how much wood that runs me and see how I feel about how hard I tank my wood supply for it. Yeah, that's tanking it pretty hard. That makes me discomforted. I'm probably gonna have to settle with the trapper's camp. Or maybe I actually just go with the small farm here. The small farm will help out immediately, while the trapper's camp will not. Might have just convinced myself. That is sparing me a lot of wood, which is a good thing. Alright. We'll go with that. At least we don't have to buy food from you this time. Might be worth selling our eggs. Maybe. Maybe. Probably not, though. This is not going to come online until next year, so dipping into our food stockpiles seems unwise. Oh, God. Deliver that, please. Actually, you know what? I don't need 2 people on the Stonecutter's camp. You start the Harmony Altar now. I need I need you to start coating resin back and forth very, very soon and very, very quickly. Yeah, we'll probably get it in under the wire. This will take 2 minutes for us to get the resin, or the amber, that will afford us to calm the spirits. Speaking of which, I guess that means I'm picking Restoration because I found an empathy event. That's great. Yeah, once these 2 are done, in fact I probably want to get a second person on it. That's how much I'm worried about travel time right now. Yeah. Okay, he delivered it. I think when he's done with his bricks, I'm gonna turn him into a builder real quick. Maybe even just put him on the event immediately. So I think the lizard is gonna deliver everything already. Hard to say. That auto pause was because Hilda was about to leave. Yeah. Yeah, let's just put 2 people on it immediately. Get them working on it. And my builder will be well spent making roads and farm plots. Be really nice if I could get the small farm up during the storm, but if not, oh well. Yeah, not much to do but fast forward a bit at this point. Just waiting for these guys to deliver the amber. And then the scouts here will be able to start the spirit altar. Okay. Cool. They are delivering the amber now. No, they're not. They're both going to take a coffee break, which is not what I wanted to see, to be honest. But that's fine. It's not like we're in danger or anything. We'll have like entire seconds of time before this goes off and we lose a bunch of resolve and make the queen angry. No worries, guys. We don't have to stress or anything. Okay, they're working on it. It will get done in time. Good. I have an extra beaver jumping around, so I think I'm gonna have him salvage this I mean, like, we already have a lumber mill, so, like, who cares? That's that's a nice thing that we have going for us. How are we doing on packs of materials? Still the makeshift post is the only thing we can get? Yeah. Yep. Sucks. Sucks a lot. What do I do with these extra people? Not a lot, weirdly. Let's get this guy in the stonecutter's camp. I want somebody in the kiln, because I do not want bricks made here anymore, because the kiln is more efficient. Still need a place to build fabric, sadly, so the crude workstation must still exist. We're still good on housing, but that won't last for much longer. Yeah, need to clear this space out for lizard housing and get our harpy house down somewhere at some point. Also have a bunch of blight rot, which is bad. Well, I mean, it's actually fine, I don't care. The blight rot will not kill me year 1 because I'm not on prestige 10. 2 level 2 districts is very easy and will definitely happen and gives us better plank production, so that's an easy choice. Agriculture? This does give us +1 wheat production and 8 parts, which is very valuable. We will need to find another plot of farmland, but that's doable. I think that's very doable. I think we could just manage that okay. You guys go up here. I actually want this cleared out pretty quickly. And we already have a path to the farm, so I'm pretty satisfied with how much we've clear cut here. Do want somebody in the field kitchen at some point, and the blight post. I will almost certainly, well, actually I want all of this turned on. Let's limit bricks to 40. We can actually up the limit of planks, and he can just make coal whenever. If you want to turn wood into coal, I'm very happy about that. We need the kiln staffed like fully as fast as possible. So would love this dangerous event to be done sooner rather than later, but I can't. It's just not happening. We are sitting on a somewhat excessive amount of planks right now. I could probably just pull a beaver off of it, but I could also build better houses for the beavers and make them happier. That's certainly a good idea. I only need 1 extra because that's how math works. Each nice house holds 2 people, and I have 10 beavers, so I only need 5. Math! Let's get down a lizard house. We'll want a harpy house down eventually. Once we get the cloth for it. But that'll be hard, because we're not making any right now. So, that's that. Oh, the small farm's done. Great. Probably want to just make... Well, actually, we probably want to make both for right now. We can pickle that stuff. We can pickle vegetables, which is very useful. Get the clay deposit from there, and then we can start getting the sea marrow, which will be fantastic. But yeah, we're just gonna let the hearth be corrupted this storm, I think. We're struggling kind of mightily to get the town really actually working, which happens when it's Prestige 8. You just struggle for food until you break the food production. Alright, storm has started. Probably gonna have to cut woodcutters this time. I'm very scared of hostility level 2. Yeah. Let's... Yeah, we can only run one woodcutter, which sucks. But I can get the beavers working on the farm nice and early, get you in the blight post. You can start making blight stuff, get someone in the field kitchen to start making pickled goods. Get someone in the crude workstations to make fabric, because we need it. That will probably have to do. Food's still a major concern, which is why I'm, you know, having 2 beavers work on the farm. Also need to get up the supplier sooner rather than later as well. Because if I don't, I'll have nothing to use the grain on, which will be embarrassing. Move these ones, they're free to move, and I would rather have the things that I can't move be closer to the warehouse. Cool. You have no coal. That's fair. Alright. Yeah, we have not delivered our coal yet. Harpy's still very upset. Not great. I think we're okay though. Lizard Resolve drops fairly slowly, so I think we'll get through the storm okay before they start leaving. And if not, you know, I'll just keep Harpies on high as long as possible, and then hope their resolve drops slow enough that we get through the storm. If I click on this button, I will lower my impatience and increase my hostility, which is not what I want. Can I actually get another woodcutter on? Yeah, I can. How'd that happen? How did we reduce hostility? Oh, because the Queen's impatience went up. I was literally just talking about how the impatience lowers hostility. I'm smart. Anyway, storm's over. We made it. Let's turn this in. Shaboom! Get a new event. Hey, there's that foragers camp we were aching for. Yeah, this lets us get all those roots, which are edible by themselves, and, yeah, that's real good. That's really good to see. Let's get one down immediately. Start picking veggies. Gonna just put a road up here to make things a little faster for them. This year's cornerstone is the Stormwalker Tax, Baptism of Fire, Mist Piercer, or Improvised Tools. These are all really good. Don't get me wrong. The Mist Piercer lets you see into glades to see what they are, which lets you prepare well in advance. It's very good. I like it, but I also find that I overuse it and get a lot of impatience, which scares me. Stormwalker Tax is great if you have no money, which I don't. Baptisms of Fire also really great because it's permanent hostility reduction. Oof, that's a tough choice between these two. I am close to starting Rainpunk, I think. So, like, having hostility lowered to the Baptisms of Fire can be very useful. So is just an absolutely absurd amount of amber, though. Yeah, these are both really good. I'm going to click on the Stormwalker Tax because we have no amber whatsoever right now. And therefore, this button is free. So, there will never be a better time for it. Alright, who we got? These folks are bringing in some building materials, but these folks are bringing in some parts and a little bit of food, so welcome. Welcome to the crew. The Harpies are going to be very welcome at the herbalist camps. Let's get all of our beavers into woodcutting immediately. In fact, I might just pluck this guy out of the blight post and get him into woodcutting as well. We would like a large amount of wood as soon as possible. And as for my one spare lizard, I don't know, probably on the kiln, get more coal, get more jerky, get a lot of just good stuff. I can turn this back to only using coal because it's more efficient with a kiln. Very important caveat, it's more efficient with a kiln. Kiln makes everything much more efficient. It's quite lovely. But yeah, this guy is pickling goods, which is excellent. Using our free barrels. Want to just do that forever, pretty much. I think we're okay. I think we are okay. I'm weirdly tempted to exploit this drizzle geyser and get the field kitchen pumped with water just to make pickled goods very slightly faster. But that feels like I'll regret it. You don't get the pipes back when you demolish a building. Such is life. I would love to pave these roads. And like, there's something to be said about using the copper I have. Like, having the farmers take fewer trips back and forth from the warehouse can net you several of these patches. Keep them from being lost to the storm or just not getting planted in time. But we'll see. Anyway, the Harmony Altar is about to be finished. That will be great. That'll be another order done. The Harmony Spirit Altar won't do much for us right now, because it only gives you resolve when you have a service building, of which we have none right now. Low on food still, but that should be solved with the Harpies working on the berry bushes. Trapper's camp is nothing. Low food, yeah, I know. Definitely need that forager's camp up pretty soon, but anyway, we did this order, huzzah! Didn't get a blueprint out of it though, which sucks. But that's fine. We did get a bunch of coal. And now we get more copper ore from our clay deposits. The wildfire essence will definitely come in handy. I need to think about a second hearth as well. As I mentioned, down here is probably just the most natural expansion I have. I mean, this place is already cleared out. I think, like, here is, like, fine-ish? I mean, like, the perfectionist in me prefers to have the hearth lined up for, like, no good reason. Well, I mean, there's sort of a good reason. The less people have to walk, the better. But I might just, like, clear this patch out and put it down there. Could work. It's probably fine. Let's get these guys closer to wood anyway. Should definitely now consider getting this upgraded. It just takes planks, and we have a ton of planks, so let's do that. Where's a good spot for decorations? Kind of nowhere, weirdly enough. But I guess we could just, like, put a little signpost here. It's like, hey, this way to other stuff. We can put some nice foliage behind the benches. That'll be nice. Get down like a lamppost somewhere. Maybe here? Maybe. It's not the worst placement. Could also put it down like elsewhere. I don't know. This layout isn't as aesthetically pleasing as I usually revel with. We'll just put it there. And then I need a park, which I guess I'll just plop here maybe. It's good enough. It can be moved freely anyway. Good enough. Police! Hello. What do you have for me? You have a smokehouse blueprint. Sorry. Very stuffy. You also have more efficient hearths. Both are great. I'm gonna pick the hearth though, I think. Because that's really good. Alright, we have a bunch of lizards who are freed up. Let's put you in the kiln. We put you in the blight post. Those are very good places for them to be. I want to have somebody in the makeshift post. I don't want to make packs of crops quite yet. We're not there. We're not there yet. I mean, we're sort of there, but we're not there. It makes sense. You leave me alone. But I do want to start making packs of building materials. We are capping out on planks quite often, and getting something I can sell is good. So let's start turning planks into money. I have to blow my nose again, 1 sec. Huh, noses. Anyway, as a reminder, if you're watching on Twitch, you can !join space forest or join space town to join the town or forest to help or hurt me in this endeavor. You have run out of stuff to turn into cloth, which is expected, but you go build stuff then. Sounds fine. Alright, we have lizard houses that we can build now. I'll need another harpy house as well, just to make sure everybody's happy with their accommodations, more or less. Suppliers going up. Okay, we can turn on biscuits now that we have some sort of flour. Do we have anything else that uses grain? I don't think so. Not yet, at least. Love to make pie, but we can't, so that's that. We don't need planks or water skins right now, certainly. Most certainly. And yeah, once we get a grain harvest in, I'll probably get a harpy in the supplier, and we can make a bunch of stuff. Are we that out of food? Oh, we're that out of food, huh? Well, that's frightening. You just guys okay, yeah. The reason is these guys have 20 berries they're not doing anything with yet. Also, we're waiting for this harvest to come in. Okay. The reinforced road from here to the farm might actually be important enough to spend copper ore on. Not selling parts. It's just not a good idea. Field Kitchen has run out of eggs to pickle, which sucks a bit. But at least he delivered some pickled goods. And eventually he'll get some eggs from these guys, right guys? You're gonna get some eggs soon, right? Gonna deliver those at some point? I guess they wouldn't mind a road, huh? The Herbalist Foragers camp is going up. That will be excellent. Want to get 2 people on that pretty soon. Probably a lizard. I don't need the kiln quite that overstocked. Yeah, things are just like okay right now. It's still tense though. I don't like where we're at. Just in general. What can I sell? I can sell some planks. The price is hideously bad. Like, I'm just barely scraping even on this deal, but I did say I wanted to turn planks into money. So, probably shouldn't just go back on that. I probably want to get the stormwater geyser pump going and pump up the kiln, because for right now they're doing everything and I really need them to do everything faster. That's that. I think we finally are going to have a grain delivery soon. Well, maybe not. Maybe he's better as a builder until they actually deliver the grain. Oh my god. My nose! I'm so stuffy. I'm such a stuffy boy. We kind of need those berries to turn into biscuits too, so I'm a little worried about people immediately eating them. Not a lot I can do about it. I guess I can say, hey, don't eat the raw stuff. Wait till it's processed. Which I might have to do, which I don't like. Because that will probably make some people starve, which not my favorite thing to have happen. But it kind of is what it is. We're not in a position to be picky. Okay, I can now finally put down my next hearth. And then I'll probably break into that one. That dangerous glade. Because I'll need the space around the hearth. And that's that. New orders have come in. Well, one new order. Should I pop it? Probably. Sell 60 amber worth of goods for some parts and faster traders. That's, like, fine. Nobody eats porridge, so I'm really not interested in boosting my porridge production. Yeah, probably just booming economy. We'll see. Will happen slowly over time, especially as I start making building packs and sell them for money. My nose. I think my fan's kicking up a bunch of dust. But, like, I'm also, like, dying of heat. So, it's one or the other. I definitely don't want to sell clay, because we have a fairly limited supply of it right now. We need it to turn into bricks. I probably also want to get a harvester's camp down, now that I'm pondering on it. The extra flax will be very handy, and the bonus clay will also be very handy. Alright, let's get you in the field kitchen. Get you in the supplier, because now we have grain. Still need a builder. Who's not doing incredibly important stuff? You. We have enough fuel to burn all the cysts we have. Sorry, I had to honk my nose there. The Stonecutter's camp has run out of stuff. I think it's just the sea marrow that's left, which is fine. Maybe I'll get some ancient tablets from this, and it'll be all cool and stuff. And I can sell it for money. What's our rep at? 3? I could consider putting down the blasphemous altar. That would use all of our bricks, though, and those are pretty precious. Also, you know, blasphemy against the, you know, God in the crown. Which, you know, I don't want to lean too hard into. Yeah, we're gonna lose a few crops to the storm arriving, which sucks. But we got enough food to feed ourselves at least. Also, that's a lot of people who are unhappy. Okay, we can run 2 woodcutters, just the 2. Get some people on the blight post to start working on killing the blight off. Cannot let that sit for 2 more years. That would be foolish. The rest might just put you in the lumber mill and call it good. You can go in the field kitchen for a while. I guess that'll do. How much fuel do we have? Alright, we have to sacrifice wood here. And the harpies are still upset. Gosh. That's scary. I imagine hunger is affecting it? Yeah. We have massive amounts of hunger. That's why everybody's incredibly miserable. Okay. Valid. Valid, even though I hate it. Yeah. Not a ton I can do about it either. Like, we've produced all of the food we can right now. I am denying them the ability to eat raw food as well, except for vegetables, which I think they've already just chowed through immediately. I guess I should just let them eat berries before they all freak out. Okay. We have cleared a few hunger stacks, that's good. That should be enough to get us through the storm. Oh, food is so incredibly critical right now. It's scary. Oh, the trappers camp ran out of eggs. Not great. I don't think there's any more places for the trapper camp to be useful in. Sure isn't. Okay, well, that's one less source of food, which is bad. You can go back to the kiln. You can go to the blight post because it makes you happy. You can get somebody else in the supplier because it makes the grain go faster. I don't think that's our limiting factor. Sort of is, kind of, maybe a little bit. But yeah. It's unfortunate that we have run out of that food. God. My nose. I'm sorry. It's disgusting. Scary storm. Really scary storm. especially scary because it's not going to get any easier. Some great stuff here at least. We've got plenty of plant fiber, so I don't feel the need for a delivery line. Burn to a Crisp gives you just an absolutely absurd amount of coal, which is good. More coal, more better. I might just click on export specialization here, honestly. I do plan on selling a bunch of building material packs, i.e. right now. Making them much more efficiently is that much better. Yeah. Let's get some beavers working on woodcutting again. You go there, you go there. Don't need 2 people in the lumber mill, so as soon as you're done with that, you get back on woodcutting. Love a final person on woodcutting. But I don't need to do that immediately, I don't think. Especially since newcomers are arriving. Alright, 6 people versus 5 people. Probably just gonna go with the 5 people instead of the 6. Yeah. They're bringing in some food. Appreciate that. Okay. Let's get a harpy in here because they enjoy being there. And we'll get them in the blight post because they're more efficient there. Yeah. Our spare weaver can go in the woodcutter's camp. Another harpy in the blight post? I wouldn't mind it. 2 builders is good enough. It's gonna have to be. I definitely need more than 2 builders right now because I have queued up an absurd amount of stuff that I want built and none of it has been yet. So, you know, there's that. What's your limiting factor? Planks. Fair enough. I'm turning a lot of planks into money right now. You are out of plant fibers. Fair enough. Go be in the lumber mill. Might have been better to put him on building, but, you know, I'm out. I am turning all of my planks into money. Nice part about building packs of goods, whatever type of good it is. Traders are almost guaranteed to buy packs because they're ready to deliver. And they're very happy getting those. And they sell very well, especially after the last couple of patches ago where they made them even more valuable. So all that's good reasons to make packs if you need money. This is within the thing, yeah. Oh, my poor nose. Alright. I think we're cruising a bit here. These guys are out of grain. That's fine. We are making biscuits now, and some pickled goods. Both of which is excellent. Sorry, that was a big sneezing fit. I'm okay now, though. I hope. are gaining food now, which is good. I will want to break into this dangerous glade at the start of next drizzle, for sure. Probably want to also break into these just to see what's in there, but we're not there yet. Zidane has arrived. I have some money, which is nice. The cookbook's back. Is that worth getting? We don't have any pies. We have no building that makes pies. Ugh. I'm sorry, this is going to be a theme for the rest of the game. I'm very sorry. It might be worth picking up anyway, though. Salsa jerky, also pretty good. We are making jerky directly whenever we get enough insects or meat. Yeah, we don't want to have anybody eating those raw for sure. Pickled goods, yeah, we definitely want to make sure all of our eggs are turning into pickled goods. We must pickle them. So this isn't like crazy. We do get insects from a bunch of our gathering camps. So it would help out with food. And that might be reason enough to click on the button. Am I going to get the money from that? I am. Good. We'll catch Zidane before she leaves then. I guess since you're not doing anything, I may as well make you a builder for the moment. Just gonna prep the site of our next expansion. I might have to turn off supply pack production because it's actually making it so that I don't have like any planks for the stuff I need built, which is, you know, a consequence of it. It's fair. Let's have him just stop for the moment. Zidane's about to leave. I think I will pick up the cookbook. We will eventually start making pies, I'm sure, and then it will double our food production, which will be exquisite. Alright. This guy has delivered all of the building material packs. He can stop doing that. Get you back on the supplier. Anything else these guys can do? I think I just want them building, honestly. Got a lot of building stuff I have queued up. Would not mind more builders. Ugh. But yeah, between the Harpy and the boosted road, I'm hoping that these guys deliver their stuff faster. So we don't leave crops to rot in the field. Like, the best thing to do, honestly, is to just have two farms working on the same plot. I don't really have the manpower to work with that right now, I don't think. But once you have excess people, it's just like, it's actually just a good idea to put two farms on the same plot to make sure everything is harvested and planted. Especially if food is tight, which it is. Yep, still losing food. Yeah, none of our grain has been delivered yet. Which will soonish, hopefully. Oh, my chair is sinking. You guys have capped out on purging fire, which is nice to see. Ooh, right, the harvester's camp is up. Good, let's get that filled up. That will occasionally produce insects, which will turn into jerky. Mm-mm. Bug jerky. Delicious. And the hearth is coming up. Huzzah and hurrah. We're going to put a pretty fence around our farm, because that's in range of the hearth, and that counts for decorations, which means it'll make people happy when they live near the hearth. Excellent. And now we start a new housing block. Beavers are still short on housing, so let's put down some beaver houses. Put a lizard on the hearth because he enjoys it there, and call it good. Definitely want to burn coal primarily, because we make an absurd amount of it in the kiln. As you can see, we have like 87, which is quite a bit. Yeah, we're kind of cruising. Just really need to find another patch of fertile ground and sell packs of building materials to help out with the orders. I'll just have to do. Have a few hunger stacks, which I'm not thrilled with, but that should fix itself now that we have grain being milled. That should get delivered to the field kitchen pretty quickly. Herbalist camp has run out of stuff. Here's some more stuff. Collect that stuff. Our final order has arrived. I think I just will click on it. Ooh. Ah. Okay. Is this worth attempting? I've got a lot of building materials, but this also means shoving a lot of food into packs so we can't eat it. Which I don't like doing, but it's giving me 15 minutes to do it. It might be more viable than I'm going to give it credit for. The rewards are very good. Tons of tools. Glade event people are way more efficient. Wooden provisions also very good here. That's the smart play. Call to Fire is also not a bad play either. +1 to coal production makes our kiln even more absurd when it's already absurd. And the 10 parts is really useful. This is a dumb gamble. This is a dumb gamble I should not take while I'm this low on food. Yeah. Let's take wooden provisions. Up, darn, clicked on that one. Stupid me. Oh, I'm so dumb. Guess we'll just have to put a bunch of grain into packs and maybe get that really, really good reward. Oh, darn. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I'm the dumbest to have ever done it. Anyway, how's the storm? Terrible? Could be worse. No one's starving, which is good to see. Probably want to get to below 2, though. Still doesn't make the harpies super happy, but I can favor them. Because the hearth is not corrupted. Yeah. Good enough. Could also just shove another one into the supplier. That might just, like, get us there. Not quite. I don't think I have another building to get me there, unfortunately. Yeah, nothing actually gets me there. Just favor them, it's fine. Definitely want the builders around, and I also need people in the makeshift post now because I suddenly have a very great need of packs of materials. So get going. So I don't have any way to make copper, so this thing will just continue to languish there, unfortunately. Gonna move the woodcutters as well. Want this space cleared out, at least relatively quickly. And I probably want to mark this to be broken into like 30 seconds pre-storm, so I have as much time as possible to get that event done. It might be dumb of me to do that, because this timed order is going to take a lot of focus, and the event could end up taking a lot more focus that I can't afford to use. But I can't do much about that, can I? Lizards are upset, probably hunger. Nope, just negligence. That's weird. I guess they went through the good food, but no one's hungry yet. Fair. Okay. They won't leave, it's fine. Okay. Got through another storm. Hopefully I get through another. Ooh, I think it's just definitely safe haven, because that reduces hostility by a non-zero amount, and that just might be good enough. It doesn't get me below 3, sadly, but oh well. Where's all my spare beavers in the makeshift post A? Kinda need them there, to be honest. Also, I should have upgraded this an age ago. Let's do that, upgrade the kiln, pipe it up as hard as possible, and call it good. Newcomers? I guess these guys. Sure. Puts another beaver there. Where's my unoptimized beavers? They're all here, I guess. Your guys aren't in the middle of stuff, right? You're in transit, so I won't interrupt you. I don't need the cloth that critically. I don't think interrupting him would be the end of the world. But I'm gonna wait. Just long enough for him to finish the cloth. Then we swap him out. Kiln's still fully stocked. Supplier's good. Could put someone else on stone cutting, I guess. Yeah, I think I like having 3 builders. At least right now. Because 2 of them are going to be Glade event people very soon. I suspect. I hope the nose blowing isn't just like murdering your ears, by the way. If it is, I'm very sorry. Alright, what do we got here? Use for the Trapper's Camp. That's great. You will want a lizard there. And the Hidden Trader's Ceremony. Cemetery. That is a lot of packs of provisions I don't have, and will struggle to get. And in the meantime, this is +1 global resolve to everybody and a ton of money in exchange for ramping hostility for several minutes. That's terrifying, but we're doing it. Okay, now we're back to having no builders whatsoever. So we have no grain to mill into flour, so let's get the suppliers off and just turn them into builders. Need more lizard housing as well. Two will do it. The harpies are adequately housed for the moment. Okay, how are you doing here? How many packs of crops are we sitting on? Not anywhere close to enough. Ooh, don't like that. Don't like that at all. That may end up failing us. Maybe Ulfarlif will get us some crops we can give. Or get, whatever. Are we at 30 packs of building? Okay, we are. So it's just crops we're short of. That's good. Yeah, not a lot we can do to boost that any. We have 12 minutes still, so we're not in like danger mode yet. But I do want all the roots being put into packs right now. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I want. What I really, really want. Just sort of have to sit on that, I suppose, at least for now. Hello, I'm a boss. Lovely emotes there. Yeah, okay, this guy has capped out on fabric, which is fine. I think it's just because it hasn't been delivered. Let's just boost the amount we can store. Still haven't found a good building for fabric production, which sucks a bit. I should favor lizards to get some resolve out of them. Just milk a bit of resolve while I have the ability to. This is scary, by the way. Like, I'm going to get... Oof. Yeah, I'm gonna get like 3 levels of hostility and everybody's gonna be miserable. And if that rolls into the storm, it's gonna be terrible. Which it will at the rate it's going. Luckily we have some sea marrow. So I'm gonna sacrifice some of it and get that time down a bit. That should get us there well within time. Having a blast at work today. I had to pull some strings so I could roll. So that you could roll on what? I should probably open one of these caches now. This is my 3rd Dangerous Glade event, and I've not needed them for any of them. And this one doesn't contain anything I particularly care about. So I think the rep boost and the money will pay off a great deal. Farlif! Hello! What do you have for me? The Carpenter lets me make tools. Definitely something to be said about that. The shovels make everybody faster on roads. Just definitely something to be said about that. Getting copper ore from wood. Oh no, that's opening caches. I hate that. Okay. I mean, the ability to make tools is good. I definitely want the shovel. I guess I may as well take the carpenter too. That lets me make tools. If I get some sort of metal production, I will be very happy with it. Can I get any crops from him? Doesn't look like it. Yeah. Don't have any of those. That's unfortunate. So my only option is to get them from the foragers camp. I don't think I'm in panic territory quite yet for Paxicrops. Getting 30 of them is going to be tough for that timed order, but it's definitely worth doing still. It would do to have some food, though. But you don't sell food, do you? You sure don't. You sure don't. Isn't that awkward? I'm not sure what to do then. How about this cache? Does that have food in it? It has some food. I might break that in an emergency. And we might be approaching emergency levels at some point, somewhat soon. I don't know yet. Anyway, we can make the carpenter now. I think I'll just move this guy elsewhere. Put the carpenter down. Can make tools there. It'll be lovely. Got another hostility tick, which is terrifying. I really want to get the lizard resolve tick here, but I don't think I'm going to. Yeah. Yep. It's just kind of rough right now. Just kind of rough right now. Oops, I didn't actually meant to turn the water down a bit. Don't need the kiln going quite that hard with the happy, I think. Oh, blight rot. Cool. I forgot I was getting a bunch dumped on me this year. Well, we have plenty in the fuel reserve, so we don't need people working on that, at least not right now. We're good in that respect, at least. Can we sell stuff? Not really. Kind of need all the food we can get. Harvest is coming in. Between that and the roots, we should be good with the crop packs soon-ish. Soon-ish. Hopefully. And this will be done before the storm ends. That's good. Barleth is about to leave. This is my last chance to buy anything. Should I buy something? Probably not. I don't see anything useful. I mean, the stone can be useful, but it's not useful enough right now, in my opinion. Yeah. There's no food to shore us up. Let's just have to kind of suck it up, I think. I'm a little surprised no building materials are available for trade routes this year. Or this season, I guess. But life is not perfect. Speaking of life not being perfect, hostility is going to go up again before the event is done. And that will put me at level 7, which is enough to make everybody want to leave. So that's a little scary. This is why I've been burning Sea Marrow to finish the event faster. Okay. Everybody's well housed at least, that's good. How much does this cost to move? 5 wood. A little tempted to move the houses down so that I get +1 to resolve down here. In fact, I think I will. There we go. +1 resolve across the board. Lovely. That should give us plenty of buffer to get through this last tick of massive amounts of hostility. Yep, we're at +300 right now. That's rough. That's rough stuff. Fortunately, this is almost over, and we're going to get a lot of really good rewards, which I'm quite pleased with. Makeshift post is idle. Why are you idle? Have you capped out on crops? No, you just don't have enough of anything. Okay, fair. Might actually be time to put down a second farm. Get more people working on it. Packs of building materials are like capped actually, which is in a way hilarious. I think we're just fine for the moment. I kind of need all of my food going into packs of crops right now, so I don't want to have the supplier running. Dangerous as that may be. I am being very dangerous with my food supply right now, but we've got 117. That should last us probably. Anyway, gonna get you on there. I don't need this looted like super fast. So yeah, I'm just gonna get a bunch of people making sure absolutely everything is harvested from the farm because it is very precious. Also, can't help but notice I didn't uncover any fertile ground when I broke into this glade. That sucks. I was really counting on that. We're gonna have to go a-searching for more. Glade event finished. I opened up cache. Excellent. Let's see what we get. Probably just the granary here. Yeah. I'm making pickled goods and I need better fabric, so just the granary is just like good in all respects. So let's get that. Let's get that immediately. We can turn off pickled goods production here and put it in the granary. Definitely want you guys to keep working on that. Just put the granary down here. That'll be great. You're still making cloth. That is what I need you to be doing. Not going to sell food because that would be the height of foolishness right now. Could get another person on the trapper's camp. That would probably be smart. But it's not essential right now. Uh-oh, you've run out of berries to pick. So go pick these mushrooms. Okay. Good, good. Everything is good-ish. We're not in disaster territory quite yet. The farm has been 100% cleared out. Excellent. We can get you on the trapper's camp then. You can loot that as slowly as you care to. I think it might be time for the blasphemous altar. I've got bricks I'm not using, and I'm in not a great spot. Mayhaps it's time for calling on otherworldly powers to assist. I'm sure the queen will be fine with it. Alright, hostility 4 is bad, but how bad? Pretty bad. Let's cut woodcutters until we get down to 3. Good. Harpies are upset. So let's get you in the supplier to make you less upset. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Okay. How are we doing on crop packs? We are getting there. But that's all we're getting, which is a little frightening. I could sell some barrels. I don't want to, but kind of need the money. Is there actually a route available? That is no. Okay. I could buy a route. That feels like a waste of amber on a big gamble. Anyway, Everyone else start fighting Blight, because we have a ton of it. Woodcutters has nothing nearby. Okay. We can solve that. Actually, I don't want to pop into the glade, because that would boost me into the next level of hostility, which I would rather not have happen during the storm. So let's get you over here. Sure. Looks good. Just get wood. Get me much wood. Lizards are upset. A little surprised. But their resolve drops really slowly. I don't think there's any way they will leave before the storm ends. So we're probably good. There we go. Woo! I spent a lot doing this. But we did it. We got the Explorer's Lodge, which is probably the big get here. Ton of tools. Some resolve. That accidentally bumped me up a hostility level, but that's fine-ish. But yeah, very, very good. We can get the Explorer's Lodge down now. I think we'll put it over here with the Lizard Housing because it's thematically appropriate, and that's the most important thing. You can't tell me otherwise. Drop that here. We've got plenty of harmony, that's for sure, so we just need comfort and aesthetics, and we should be good to go. What can we do with comfort? Put up some silly pipes. Could put up some walls. Haven't put up walls in a while, because they look bad and I rarely have space for it. Yeah, those are all good reasons I don't do it. Just put down some parks. Just put down some parks near the harpies. They appreciate that. They'll appreciate that. That's enough parks. We'll put down the rest near the Explorer's Lodge, and we need the manly aesthetics here. We need the, dark and sinister plant life that people look at and it's like, oh man, that plant life could kill you. That's scary. Oh wow. Oh wow. These are some choices. These are all really good. Trapper's Camp is very tempting given that I have an absolutely absurd amount of meat over here I can't exploit. That would get us good on food for a very long time. The smelter is also very tempting because that will actually get me like a reasonable amount of metal that I can use for pipes and tools and whatnot. Also gets me slightly better biscuits, which is not nothing. Temple's good because it gives you permanent hostility reduction, and anything that gives you that's amazing. Forum is fine. Definitely the worst of the bunch here. Yeah, this is a tough choice. Smelter or Trapper's Camp or Temple, they're all very good. They're all very, very good. I'm gonna go with the Smelter. I will not be unhappy with that choice. There's no choice I would be unhappy with, so, that's not saying much, but it's what I picked, and I can't sit around not deciding forever. Alright. I guess we can just... Oh, no, we cannot cruise through the storm because the beavers are upset. Fair. Guess he ran out of good food. Got plenty of fuel. We can just sack something and call it good. So that's what I'll do. That should get us through the rest of the storm easy. Super duper easy. Okay. All of the blight is gone. That is lovely to see. And the new year has arrived. Huh. Interesting. The press is really nice. We are producing a lot of flour, so getting free oil is exceptionally good. That's useful in a lot of events. Plus, you can just sacrifice it for production speed, which is also great. Frequent patrol is also good. We have tool production now and metal production, so I'm probably going to go hard on opening caches. So that's minus 10 for every cache I open. It's probably good enough to take. Yeah. Anywho. I need to stop these guys from making packs of crops now that I remember that I'm doing that. Put all those crops into general storage. We'll sell off the excess, but yeah, we just want to go back to turning planks into money. That would be ideal. Also need to get the woodcutters back to work. Good, good. I think we can pop this glade now, and this glade. I think it's worthwhile to peek in there to see if we can't find some extra fertile ground. The newcomers will be very welcome. I have space for many people. It's all fine. I might want to pick these guys up just for the clay, honestly, because we're out. We need something to make bricks out of. And yeah, we'll staff the farm with another person to make sure it's fully used. Sorry. Did not mute my mic in time. You had to hear the sneeze. I'm sorry. I failed you. Where do we want all the other people? Probably building right now, to be honest. Got a lot we need built. Put you in the kiln, I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, I think we're good for now. I should also probably turn, like, brick production on for stone as well. Because we're going to run out of clay soon, and we're also going to run out of stone soon, unfortunately, so we will still need bricks. Gonna make me regret not picking the clay pit from Zorg when I had the chance. Okay. The granary is up. Huzzah and hurrah. We can make way better fabric now. We don't want to make it in the crude workstation anymore. We might... No, we don't need to make anything in the crude workstation anymore. So we destroy it. We destroy it. And we say, make fabric here. And if you have goods that you can pickle, pickle them. Just infinitely pickle goods. Eggs, vegetables, mushrooms, whatever. These I can turn into flour and grain, so I'm not actually... I can turn the berries into biscuits and the roots into grain, which make them uniquely useful. So I don't want to pickle them, like, immediately. But yeah. I definitely want a lot of people working on this. To the point where I don't mind making use of that Trestle Geyser. But we'll have to wait for the smelter to be built because that is what it requires. Ah, fertile ground, thank goodness. Alright, we did it. We're good. Yeah, let's get a plantation down here immediately. We gotta make berries. We gotta make berries as hard as we can. There's also a rain punctual here, which drops coal deposits, which is certainly a thing I could consider. But I'm not going to because we have an absurd amount of coal. I'm just going to disassemble this for pipes and metal. Like, I have a kiln. I'm sitting on 138 coal. I do not need a coal mine. That's just excessive at that point. Much smarter to just get the metal and get more production in my town as soon as possible. Another storm geyser, and some more sea marrow, and some mushrooms. That's all good to see. I can use all of that. I can use all of that very well. Good. Good, good. I'm going to favor the harpies for a bit, because that will put them into giving me reputation for resolve, and I'm only sitting at 6 resolve, 6 reputation right now. I am critically behind on all that. Ooh, I also do actually need to still make packs of crops, don't I? Is this going to give me enough? 11 and 14. No, that will not get me enough. I still need another patch of fertile ground to actually do agriculture stuff. Okay. Okay, well, I guess we're still looking for fertile ground real hard, huh? Harpies are fully housed. Lizards are not. We should make sure the lizards are all happily homed. That's enough. Just enough. One beaver is not super happily housed. Not sure I care enough to put a house down for him. Maybe I do. Maybe I'm that soft-hearted. That's fair. Alright, smelter has arrived. Great. Any copper ore we have, I just want to turn into bars, I think. Let's get these guys out of the granary and put them into the smelter because they're happier there. That's a very good reason. Yeah, we want some pipes, but not too many. I need 6 to build geysers. That's fine. And I want to build biscuits here forever, because it's just better. Which means I want to halt the field kitchen forever. Because everything I make there, I make better elsewhere. So that's cool. We'll fill the granary with beavers and fill the smelter with lizards. And we will turn herbs and berries into infinity biscuits. I would love to pipe this up as well because I want all of this. I want all of this made as fast as possible. Carpenter would also I can also start making tools now. That reduces hostility, which is great. If I use them to open caches, of which I have 1. I've only got the 1, huh? Gosh. That's fewer than I would expect from how many dangerous glades I've opened. Oh well. Such is life. What are you complaining about? We're capped on building material things. That's fine. We can't sell them this year anyway. So let's just not build any more than we don't, since we don't need it. Turning all of our grain into flour might do to make the roots into flour as well at this point. That is primarily something they're good for. guys are still collecting from that. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Got a reputation from the favored harpies. Lost some impatience. Now I'm up to 0.3. Oh my god! It's Loot Box Horse. We love Loot Box Horse. Loot Box Horse, take... Okay, yeah, I don't need the ancient tablets for anything, so Loot Box Horse, take my ancient tablets. I don't need any of them. And take some more packs of building materials, too. I don't need any of these either. Is there anything worth 50 I can chuck your way to make it more even? No. No. Okay, well, fair enough. Do you have something worth 50 I could get? Some copper ore, I guess? Sure. 2 copper ore. That's... What a deal. Okay. We have given Loot Box Horse everything, and now it's time to gamble. Because that's what happens when Loot Box Horse comes to town. You gamble. Alright. We got food. Excellent. Tea and bricks. Also good. Some packs of provisions. Okay. Faster villager move speed. Excellent. Scaling mushroom production. Fine. If I found a greenhouse, I'd be super thrilled with that. But maybe we'll get a cornerstone that lets me plant mushrooms on farm plots, and that will go crazy. Alright, medium mystery box, go! Some bugs, some flour, all good. Some coal, highly unneeded. And fuel burns longer. Great, use less coal. I'm down with that. What's this loot box? +1 to root production. That's actually really, really helpful, given that we have a ton of giant root deposits that we will never get through for the entire game, so that will basically double all the roots we get from those. Excellent. And a bunch more food. Excellent, excellent. How about this? +2 to pickle goods production. Don't mind if I do. That sounds fantastic. What about the last loot box? +2 to brick, +1 to brick production. Some food, some reeds. Love it. Love Loot Box Horse. Loot Box Horse is the best, and it's definitely not because I get some happy chemicals from gambling and having gambling pay off. Not at all. What a silly notion. It's weird I even brought it up, right? So weird. I'm so weird and quirky. Anywho. I think we're just cruising now. I'd like to put down some aesthetics down here so that this hearth levels up as fast as possible. Put a sign here being like, hello, welcome to Dual Farm, where we farm, but twice. Maybe a little like plant. It's like, look how fucking fertile the ground is here. We're growing useless plants. Oh hey, the rain pumpkin. The rainwater's done. Excellent. Another reward. We got some parts, much needed, by the way. Got some skewers. That'll make the lizards happy for a bit. Newcomers too. I'll have to build houses for them. And oh hey, booming economy also finished. Okay, let's do that too. Okay. Looks like it was just lizards and beavers that came in those groups. How interesting. I guess that's all the housing we need to build then, so we'll build more lizard and beaver housing. Let's see, that's enough for 18 still, so that'll do there. Lizard house here is perfectly fine. Looks okay, so I'm fine with that. And 2 new blueprints, which is gonna be great. Let's see what we have. Clay Pit has returned. Certainly wouldn't mind it. I would love a place to make pigment and brawling equipment. Yeah, I have a lumber mill, which means I can make scrolls. So there's something to be said about that. But I still need pigment or wine to be able to actually write on the scrolls. Tinkerer would be okay with training gear and building materials. Apothecary would be pretty stellar, given that it's better biscuits, and incense and tea would be nice if I could, you know, get any service buildings that use it. Clay pit also really good. You can make wine out of reeds, and having infinity clay is very useful, especially on a game where you're pickling a ton of goods. That might be enough to sway me there. We do also have a clearance water geyser, so we can immediately make use of it. Okay. Speaking of wine and pottery, the stamping mill has appeared, and so has the cellar. Like, these are the best you can get for pottery and for wine. We're still making free barrels, so the pottery isn't as critical. So I think I'll just take the cellar. Start making wine. Make the beavers super happy. I can put down the clay pit over here. Do I want to do that? Maybe. Really would rather find another patch of fertile ground for it. And we're like okay for the moment. It's not that necessary. I think we can spare some coal for a ton of money, given we have an absolutely absurd amount of it. Alright. Loot box horse is leaving. Thank you for your service, loot box horse. Could pick up some pigment to make scrolls, but I don't think I'm there yet. This will give me a global resolve, so I may as well fill up the Explorer's Lodge. No one particularly cares about being in it more than anyone else, so just fill it with whoever, I guess. Beavers? I would love a beaver and the carpenter to start making tools. That sounds good to me. Plantation is done. Kind of useless until I get... until the storm hits. So I'm not going to bother putting anyone in it. Do want beavers in it, ideally, though. The sweet sound of hostility reduction. I'm not sure what it was from. Probably going up an impatience level. Yep. Okay. Fair enough. Just getting so much reputation from the Harpies right now. They are so good for getting reputation, it's ridiculous. Should consider punching into another glade soon. Do I have the food stockpiled for these guys? Not really. Not really. Do we have anything that we're not using? Guess I can turn off bug jerky. We are getting bugs slowly, so getting bug jerky is good. Yeah, it ain't bad. Wow, the lizards and the harpy are giving me reputation now. Wonderful. We're in a pretty good spot now. You start chopping towards this glade, I think. It's nice and close to everything. I have a smelter up, so there's definitely something to be said about fixing this rain punctual now. Because that would get me an absolutely absurd amount of copper ore, which I can turn into tools, which I can turn into victory points, and that's all just fine and dandy. So I think I will. Hey, advanced district is done. Excellent. even more absurd plank production from the lumber mill. Now it's literally 1-to-1. 1 wood equals 1 plank, instead of like 5 wood equals 2, which is more normal. Stamping mill's returned, but it's fighting against the Clothier, which is just exceptionally good, because we have harpies and beavers who have no coats, and they want coats. And who am I to deny them coats? I'm no one. I can't possibly deny them coats. Which means I kind of want to make plant fibers at the plantation, but then again, we have like 114. I probably do not have to go that hard on it. I should pipe more stuff up too. Like, I want the granary piped up to make sure I make pickled goods as efficiently as possible. This takes drizzle water, but we have plenty of that. These guys will make pipes out of anything, which is great. I should turn on all this crystallized dew because we're not actually using it for anything. Turn on the geyser for there, and it's the storm. How bad is the storm? I've had worse. It's cut all woodcutters, and people are still really super upset. It's because I'm favoring the harpies. Okay, we're actually good. As long as we have no woodcutting whatsoever. Minorly scary. Anyway, time to go to the Forsaken Altar and, entreat, unspeakable forces to help. Global resolve increased by 5, and chance of not consuming food during the break. Yeah, that's absurdly good. That's absurdly good. Filled religion reduces hostility is good, but I have no way of making incense or fulfilling religion, so that's tough. How about the kiln's way faster and produces way more? That seems good. Let's see what we're at now. Yep, 10 wood turns into 7 coal. That's really efficient and absurd. I like it. It's my last one. Ooh. Interesting. Literally everything is a free trade route, or longer fuel, or fuel is even more efficient. Villagers add less hostility is also really tempting. That's a lot of hostility lost. Well, I mean, it's enough hostility loss. That'll get me like minus 40, which is fine. I think I'm taking Titan Belt here, weirdly enough. Now I can do any trade route. And none of them are good right now, but in the future they will be. Mark my words. Mark my words. Anyway, thanks, Gwyneth. Really appreciate it. Alright. I think we just cruised through the storm more or less. 2 Blight Fighters should be enough for the low amount of corruption we have. Cellar is done. Pickled goods are made better elsewhere. Likewise, jerky is made fine in the forge, or the kiln. I've already got that piped up. Let's turn all of our reeds and some of our barrels into wine. We can stock that. We'll stockpile that. It'll be useful for probably Forbidden Glade events and the like. Plus, if we manage to get a luxury building, we'll be very happy. Well, the beavers will be very happy. No one else will. Ah, the clothier is done. Wonderful. Let's get harpies in there, just making infinity of them. Do we want to make scrolls? I mean, we are making wine now. It's not the craziest idea. I mean, that would give education to the harpies and beavers, and that would make them all very thrilled. So we should do that. Now that I say it out loud. I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds really good. Sounds real strong. We have enough wildfire essence to pipe that up, which is good. We really have this few harpies? Kinda looks like it. Yeah. Put a beaver on the small farm instead. Want them on the herbalist camp. Want them in the supplier. Want them on the blight post. I kinda need them in the clothier. Supplier is very busy. The blight post is fine. We're not gonna die to blight, right? Of course not. We're fine. Alright. If I piped this up, I couldn't make another hearth. And we don't have any wildfire essence coming in, so it would be a poor idea to do that. Maybe I'll find wildfire essence elsewhere at some point. We really have no herbalist nodes anymore. No, there's some here. I didn't know the orders had a hotkey. I guess I should have. Anyway. Got plenty of storm water. Probably could just pipe the smelter up. Well, I don't have any pipes, so, you know, we're gonna sit on that for a bit. Trapper's camp ran out, too. Ooh, that's all the meat. Yep, no more meat. Not fantastic. I guess you guys get to go on break. May have to salvage that and get like 2 people on the gathering camp, the forgers camps, because we have so much forging to do. Although not that much. We're probably fine. I mean, we have a plantation, and it's fully fertilized. We're gonna get a ton of berries from it. It'll be fine. Almost certainly. Harvester's camp ran out. That's fine. Plenty more where that came from. This is close. Let's go there. In fact, I'm gonna make a road just for you. And the houses. So it's not just for you. But shut up. Beavers could use another house. Don't mind putting another one down for them. Oh, my throat's going. Oh god. I should have got more to drink. Okay, storm is over. Let's get the beavers back to work on the woodcutters, because we need the wood real bad. Real bad. Cornerstone. Nothing that exciting. I think I'll pick up the guild catalog. An extra perk or blueprint from traders is pretty sick. Especially since I think we got that perk that makes traders come even faster. Yeah. A lot of good stuff there. Yeah. We need to pop into this glade, also. Like, soon. Like, super soon. Also, can we sell building materials yet? No. Rude. Alright. We'll just wait for the trader to show up and sell them a bunch. 8 versus 7. Kinda doesn't matter which one I click on, to be honest. I guess this. That's fine. Get some more harpy housing down. That should be enough. Lizards need yet more housing. It's fine. Beavers have just perfectly enough, so I'm fine with that. Also need to think about my next expansion spot because this hearth is full. I'm not going to worry too much about upgrading it fully quite yet because we don't have another service building to place in there. We'll get one soon-ish, but until that happens, I'm okay. Not that concerned. Man, we have a lot of jerky. Maybe I need to cap that. Yeah, let's cap it at 120. You guys do more useful stuff otherwise. Got some reputation from the lizards, that's good. I can turn mushrooms into flour. Oh, you're capped on flour, that's why you're not making anything. That's reasonable. I definitely want to pipe up the smelter, you know that I have some pipes. So I want them going very zoomy. And I'll probably need more stormwater for that, so let's get somebody on the stormwater geyser, because now we have a bit of an excess of people that aren't doing anything. It's another totem, and no fertile ground. You're killing me, game. Something for the herbalist camp, though. Ton of stuff for the herbalist camp. Wow. That's good to see. Also a bunch of things I'm perfectly willing to open up. We have more than enough resin for this. It's another hostility decreasing totem. I like seeing that. Let's get to work on it immediately. 6 minutes will run us into the storm. So once they get to work on that, I'll need to burn a little sea marrow to make sure that that finishes before the storm hits. Speaking of stuff I can do, let's get this sent to the Citadel. I don't care about anything in that cache. Do we have enough bugs to send you guys to the Citadel? Not yet. Alright. We'll get there. We'll get there. Capped on lumber again. And we're still capped on packs of building materials, which is kind of funny. It's not that funny, but oh well. We have some spare pipes, so we can increase the we can increase the containers capacity of these things. That's fine. Nothing is actually being used with clearance water, but that's because I'm kind of saving it for a clay pit next time I find some fertile ground, which I'm just not going to at this rate, I think. I've opened up a lot of stuff. Okay, they'll be done in 5 minutes. That is not enough time. 3 minutes and 47 seconds should get it in just under the wire. That's good. And Sir Enwald is here. Hello. What do you have for me? A tavern? That would make the beavers very, very happy. I can sell you all my building materials and my ancient tablets just for absolutely a ton of money. I still need the crop tax. L3 coal to make up the difference. That's fine. Yeah. Faster trade routes is really good. I think I'll pick up the tavern because the beavers will love it. And we do still have that pie synergy that I was hoping would happen at some point, but hasn't yet. But maybe it will now. Who knows? Anyway, let's get down a place people can booze up. Nothing wrong with a little bit of boozing up. Right? I'm right. You don't have to tell me I'm right. I know. I was just making light conversation. Since we're not using the wine, I might actually just shove it into boxes and trade those for money. We finally have enough bugs to send these guys back to the Citadel. So let's do that. I'm sure they're thrilled that I'm giving them bugs to eat on their harrowing journey back to the Citadel. Absolutely thrilled. Alright, more sea marrow collection there, which is good because we're sacrificing it for faster, for this, to get this done faster, which is kind of needed because, 300 hostility is a lot. Alright. New season, 253, and the storm will be in 4 minutes, so we're fine. Can we sell anything? Not really. Well, we certainly have the coal to spare, so we can sell a bunch of that. That'll do. We don't have enough tools to buy anything quite yet. I need wildfire essences to upgrade my geysers, actually, so I think I don't mind spending a bunch to get those. That seems fine to me. And some pie. One single pie for a very lucky lizard or harpy. Alright, cache got opened, excellent. Well, the temple's back. I think I'll just get that then. Definitely need to put down another hearth now. I think here would be ideal. Yeah, I like this spot a lot. And maybe I'll break this open just for the +1 to clay production. That's not insane. Certainly feels better than waiting for the tools to jump up. Then again, it is -10 hostility if I wait for it. Hey! Speaking of minus hostility, we've converted another rain totem. Huzzah! Just put that over here. And now we have to consider aesthetics over here. Well, we'll just put down a park. Some benches. Some more flora. Is good. We'll put down some lamps next to the benches so people don't sit in the dark. And that's fine and dandy. It'll be a very pretty park, which I like. In fact, forget the lamps. I've made way too many of them anyway. We'll just move them over here because it's free to move. Thank God it's free to move. I'd be so annoyed if I couldn't perfectly aesthetically solve all of my problems at no cost. It's one of the things I love about the game. It it gets that sometimes I just can't. Put a lizard on the hearth here. That'll be lovely. And that's where all my new housing will go down. So I definitely want the woodcutters to clear space around the new hearth. Lots of space. Yeah, we're good right now. We're pretty good right now. I think I can just fast forward till the storm hits and we are all scared. How bad's the storm? I've definitely seen worse. Yeah, we just have to cut one woodcutter. That's fantastic. We can stop burning sea marrow also. I wish this would automatically turn off when there are no glade events running, but you know. There are times where you would want to consider like actually making actually just burning it for no reason, because some orders are like, hey, you need to sacrifice X amount of resources, and you're like, oh, but I don't need to do that, and they're like, tough nuggies. Just go ahead and do it. I ran out of reeds. Probably fine to make mushroom wine then. Really need to find more fertile ground though. I'm shocked at the lack of it. Oh hey, tavern's up. Let's have everybody get boozing. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. Maybe I just put down a clay pit here. Get infinite reeds and infinite pottery. It's not the worst idea. We even make pottery? No we cannot. So maybe that's not an optimal idea. We'll think about it later. Let's see. Still need another lizard house. Harpies are all happily housed. Beavers as well. Biscuit diet? Yes, please. That makes our well-biscuited farmers hyper-productive, which is great. That's really good. I kind of want to punch into the Forbidden Glade. Just because it's fun. And there's a good chance that we'll have some fertile ground on it. Because those tend to be very lucrative. Alright, more people. Sure. We'll take them. Why not? Get you there. Kinda don't need people anywhere else right now. Could pipe more stuff up. Ooh, hey. The reputation, because everybody's so gosh darned happy. None of this is great. So let's re-roll. Got a lot of money. Still not great. This has some pie though. Pie and better bricks. That's worth it. Alright. I've been convinced. That's what happened there. I was convinced. Sother? Hello. Better wine, better scrolls, sure. More efficient hearth, sure. People are happier under leisure, sure. Maybe that'll even do something at some point. Would you like to buy all of my building materials for all of your money? Not all of your money? Oh, that's a shame. How about just some of your money? Okay, he's good with some of the money. That's good. I don't really want the storm shield at all, so we're good. Gonna get a bunch of training gear, make the lizards happy, but I don't think I need to. I think we're fine. Really just need blueprints more than anything. So let's sit on it for the moment. Alright. Lizards are all housed well. Should get more harpy houses down though, I think. And by that I mean one more. Also need more beaver houses. 2 more would do. But I don't have space for it, so we're not happening. I really could use a warehouse somewhere, because people are walking like a billion years to get back to the warehouse. I mean, over here is not a terrible spot. Sure. Sother's leaving, that's fine. I think we're just cruising. I'm probably gonna win off reputation now that I have looked at my beavers. So they have a ton of stuff that they love, and they're loving life. They're living life real hard. It's good to see. And they're not very decadent, so I'll be getting reputation for them for a good long while. Yeah, we're winning off beavers, for sure. Looks like I'm just never ever going to find another bit of fertile ground this game. What a shame. Guess I'll just have to content myself with winning. As hard as that is. There we go. Settlement complete! Didn't lose anyone, which is pretty cool. Had a town, finished with a ton of amber, all this very nice stuff, very good. Very good stuff. And we got 6 fragments, which is very important. And more importantly, we completed our quest. Now, in exchange for starting with no food that game, which sucked, I get this. I now have 20 amber in all of my caravans for the rest of the cycle. Sick. Very, very nice. Alright. So, I'm still going for the silver seal here. I get 6 per settlement. So I'm going to need to do at least 2 more. Or 1 next to a tough modifier. But none of that is in range, so that's not happening. So I'll probably go down here, try to uncover these modifiers, or maybe this one's better? I don't know. It's kind of either or, to be honest. But yeah, once I get down here, I'll be in range of the seal, and I'll be in range of this modifier. So this is definitely our next spot. And, hey, we get to start with food now. That's nice. might do this off stream, or I might make it like a bonus stream at some point. Maybe on Friday I'll feel the yen to like play Against the Storm again. Or at some point, I don't know. Some point where I can feel free to talk a whole bunch and people won't get annoyed by it. Yeah. We'll see. I'm looking forward to the next one because I love the game. That's why I play it a whole bunch. That's why I have like 30 episodes up. But anyway, we're gonna call it here. Thank you very much for watching. We're gonna do this more later. Next scheduled stream is on Tuesday when me and the Raid Guild will be going into Final Fantasy to beat our heads against the Savage Raid tier for 3 hours. And that'll be a laugh, probably. And, you know, if you like seeing people fail over and over but still be at least relatively good humored about it, maybe you'll like watching it. Or maybe not. Who knows? You don't have to watch it. I'm not your mother. But, yeah. I'm done. My throat hurts, and I'm hungry, and I'm hot. So I'm going to call it a stream. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you again. So have a lovely evening. Peace.